First and foremost, I extend my deep respect and appreciations to President Joko of Indonesia and Prime Minister Modi of India for exercising outstanding leadership as chairs of the summits, and to the members of both governments. This year, Japan, as the chair of the G7, has an important responsibility to fulfill of leading the international debate to realize a global community characterized not by divide and confrontation, but by harmony that will lead us to global peace and stability based upon the outcomes of the Hiroshima summit. And at the Hiroshima summit, joined also by the invited countries, we confirmed our shared notion on the importance of principles enshrined in the UN Charter, such as respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, as well as a free and open international order based on the rule of law, and concurred to cooperate with partners, including those beyond the G7, in tackling challenges faced by the international community. In so doing, we must begin by understanding the challenges and vulnerabilities faced by countries of the Global South, and by demonstrating our posture of cooperation. And indeed, it was for the fulfillment of such mission that I attended the 2 meetings during this trip. First, on ASEAN. The strong Japan-ASEAN relationship fostered over the past 50 years has been upgraded to a comprehensive strategic partnership. We expressed our support to ASEAN's goal of mainstreaming the ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific, or AOIP, and confirmed with ASEAN to promote cooperation that would lead to synergy between the AOIP and FOIP, Free and Open Indo-Pacific, the initiative advocated by Japan. Further, in Jakarta, I announced the new Japan-ASEAN Comprehensive Connectivity Initiative to support ASEAN in strengthening connectivity and area where ASEAN prioritizes. This initiative will allow Japan and ASEAN to work hand in hand to further promote concrete cooperation that materializes essential principles we share, such as openness and transparency. At the G20 summit, as leaders of the world's major economies discussed urgent challenges faced by the global community, such as food security, development, health, and digital, I explained Japan's position and initiatives in such areas. Under the leadership of India as this year's chair, we were able to agree on the G20 Leaders' Declaration, which is a truly meaningful achievement. Japan has been engaged in the negotiations with the intent to pass on the outcome of the G7 to the G20. And we were able to hand over to the G20 points that were confirmed at the Hiroshima summit, such as achievement of net zero through diverse pathways according to the situation of each country, establishment of sustainable and resilient agricultural and food systems, and strengthening the delivery of medical countermeasures, MCM. I look forward to working with other leaders to follow up on the outcomes delivered by the G7 and the G20. On Russia's aggression of Ukraine, throughout the meetings, Japan has pressed for the immediate withdrawal of Russian troops. and the realization of just and durable peace in Ukraine. We underscored our position that Russia's nuclear threat, let alone its use of nuclear weapons, is absolutely unacceptable. I also highlighted the importance of assistance by the global community to vulnerable populations under conflict. The fact that all G20 members concurred on the importance of just and durable peace in Ukraine and of upholding the principles of the UN Charter, including territorial integrity and sovereignty as reflected in the G20 declaration, is truly a significant achievement.
During these visits, I also made every effort to assert Japan's position on other matters in order to garner widespread understanding. Regarding the discharge of the Alps treated water into the sea, throughout the series of these conferences and bilateral meetings, I once again explained Japan's response in good faith to the members of ASEAN and G20 and other participants. Many countries already have appreciated the process of the discharge of treated water as safe and highly transparent, but I do feel that such understanding has spread even further. To the Chinese Premier, Mr. Li Qian, I once again expressed Japan's position on the Alps treated water clearly. Japan will continue to work closely with the IAEA and provide explanations to the international community based on scientific evidence in good faith and in a highly transparent manner, and deepen the understanding on the matter. In addition, with regard to China's measure to suspend the import of aquatic products, I will utilize the opportunities such as bilateral or multilateral occasions or leverage the trade frameworks including the WTO and RCEP, and will continue to urge China to immediately repeal the measures. By the way, on the overall Japan-China relationship, my policy has been consistent in that Japan should assert what needs to be asserted. We will continue to strongly urge China to act responsibly and accumulate our dialogue in good faith, including talks on the matters of our concern, cooperate on common challenges, and to establish a constructive and stable relationship by the efforts of both sides. I spoke with Premier Li Qian on this occasion with such perspectives. In addition, on the occasion of the EAS and the bilateral meetings, I exchanged opinions with the respective leaders regarding the increasingly harsh security environment of the region. During such talks on the matters such as the opposition to unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force in the East and South China Seas, or the firm condemnation on North Korea's nuclear and missile activities, and on the cooperation for the immediate resolution of the abduction issue and other topics, I engaged in in-depth deliberations. By building on the foundation of trust and confidence that I deepened with the respective leaders on this occasion, I shall further dedicate myself assiduously to summit diplomacy going forward. In December, I plan to organize the ASEAN-Japan Commemorative Summit meeting for the 50th year of ASEAN-Japan Friendship and Cooperation in Tokyo. At the commemorative summit meeting, a new vision of ASEAN-Japan cooperation will be announced. By building on the accumulation of our cooperation with ASEAN over the last 50 years, I wish to send a vigorous message to the world on the reinforcement of endeavors towards a free and open international order based on the rule of law.